Hi, Jim Bennett, and a warm welcome to this ZeTech Talk. And ZeTech Talks is where I explore a bit more in depth the technical aspects of personal change and integrated business management.
Today, when I'm talking about change, I'm talking about transformational change. And in the safety world, we believe that everyone can make a difference. And we talk about leadership without title. And this is a values style of leadership. And core to this is something I call, from my research, the DEC principle. No, it's not a deck of cards, it's DEC, meaning delivery, effectiveness, and cohesiveness. Delivery, what we're doing, effectiveness, how we're doing it, and the C, cohesiveness, it's the glue that pulls everything together. It's the X factor. I was involved a number of years ago developing units of competency. And the core aspect of that for Team Magic or top performance teams was this X factor, the X factor of cohesiveness. I'd like to share some insights on that with you as well. Some people believe we live in a VUCA world. Volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous world. Our means of having some sense of control over this is by having a clear vision, good understanding, clarity and agility to handle this. And our method, or one method I find that's really useful for that, is applying the DEC principle. And this is an overview of transformational change and the application of our DEC principle: delivery, effectiveness and cohesiveness, our X factor. From a delivery perspective, let's look at organisational change from a simple, complicated and complex perspective. Simple means just one or two people, pretty straightforward. Complicated involves teams or departments. Complex, we're looking at division or a larger organisational perspective. Please check out the links below and get some models that one can use. From a simple organisational change, it's a classic: plan, do, check, act. Very straightforward. The complicated, involving teams, involving departments, it's a classic methodology of appraise, select, define, execute, operate, and of course, the thing I've found in many audits and reviews over the years, make sure we have a good closeout with it. The complex type of change, a large organisational change affecting many people and a great integration, and links into our strategic visioning as well. So the type of things that one would be looking at for readiness for this large form of change is the vision. Is it in alignment with the corporation, the way that we're actually going? Linking into it, okay? Are we clear on accountabilities? Do we have a transition plan? And more often than not, I found that people, can you reverse it? Have you got the awareness of that? Do you have a good and full understanding of business risks and people and behaviours in relationship to change? Typically you tend to find we've got three approaches to that. People that welcome it with open arms, others that are very reticent, why should we change? And then there's a group in the middle, please convince me that it's necessary. And what are our key performance indicators for this change? What about all our stakeholders, relationships? Are we clear with all them? And then last but not least, a good and solid knowledge management when we're involved in this strategic, complex change. And when we look at individual transformation, we look at growth. Growth at 4 levels. At level 1, there's a sense life happens to me. We're living in what is known as a cultural landscape. It's about our upbringing, the people that we're working with, our influence, the behaviours. And at level 2, we have this inner sense that I have this capability of choosing. It's what we would class the awakening. And then we have an opportunity at level 3. Life happens from me. We can recode ourselves to be this level of excellence, to follow our dreams, our inner core, our inner spirit. And we have this opportunity to be extraordinary. We capture that uniqueness that we have inside. And life happens through me, through each and every one of us. We have a capability of creating what I would call a Zest landscape, a Z-scape, where we're pulled by our powerful vision. A feeling of luck seems to emanate, but in reality we find that luck is preparation, followed by opportunity. But we find that there's a connectedness in everything we do. It seems to make sense. Our inner insights, our intuition, we seem to be at the right place at the right time. That helps us, this continuous victory circle, pulled by our powerful vision, underpinned again by our core values and beliefs. Now, let's look at effectiveness, be it that as an individual, a team, department, division, whole organisation, in country or globally. The same principles still apply. From an individual perspective, it's about knowledge, skills, aptitudes and behaviours. It's all about competence, having the ability to impact, influence and inspire. On our journey of effectiveness, sometimes it's not all plain sailing. We come to a bend in the road, we have another bridge to cross over. And having the skill sets, the confidence to problem solve from that is really good, both individually and as a team.
Hi, it's great having the opportunity to speak to you. I find that being mobile allows the old brain to be more creative. You can class this as a moving or a walking meditation, or whatever you will, a creative space. So for problem solving, again, I'd encourage you, whatever works for you, go to that space and see what comes, see what transpires. So this is where I'm looking at the rain coming through, scanning the horizon. So at times what we do with we call it strategic risk registers. I've mentioned this before, this advanced driving technique. Far in the air, here and rear. Far, what's in the horizon. We see the mist and the wind coming through.
Near in the middle distance, here, immediately in front of us, as we can see here, and rear behind us. To help us be more effective in our problem solving, I've adapted into integrated business management system a model from process safety and loss control that I've been using for nigh on 40 years. And that's about people, process, plant, and performance. And core to people is competency. It's this ability to understand the risks that we're exposed to, individually and collectively, have the appropriate controls in place, be focused on the tasks, the activity sets, having a weather eye to the big why, the big vision, being a team player and an active listener. Takes us on to the processes that we're using. Are our procedures valid, well organised, systematic? And all our risks, are they documented? And any change out with our safe operating envelope, our business operating envelope, we manage them effectively. And on to plant and equipment. It's well maintained, operated efficiently, it's safe, and importantly, energy is optimized. Which leads us lovely into performance, leading KPIs. Please check out the link below, more on this one, and making sure that we're optimizing our resources, working together as a collaborative unit, being energized, and above all, this sense of happiness, of well-being within a workplace.
On my own, but I'm never alone.
And now let's explore cohesiveness. Let's explore this X factor, looking at culture, vision, our core values and supporting behaviours.
Sometimes it's useful to look in the mirror, get some clarity. Where is it where we've came from, where we're heading to? Getting a sense of direction. What is our vision? Where are we heading? What engages the hearts and minds of ourselves and our workplace and our community? Sometimes it's useful to look in the mirror, get a reflection. What is it we're doing? Where are we heading? Have we got this clarity that we are looking for? Does it add value to ourselves, our organisation, our community?
What is our big why? What's our purpose? Where are we heading? Where's our compass point? Where do we see ourselves individually and collectively? 5, 10, 15 years' time? How does that relate to our core values, our beliefs? All this comes together for our Zest landscape, our Z-scape, that gives us fusion and fission to help us generate energy that delivers our organisational and community culture. From a cohesiveness perspective, our vision is underpinned by our values, the resultant behaviours, which in time, the way we do things here, gives us our organisational culture or our personal culture. At one end of the perspective, workforce people are disengaged. It's nothing to do with me. Then, with a little bit more maturity, it's a bit about us and them, and then we get fully integrated the more mature we become. It then becomes a co-creative, a totally engaged activity set. If we use the example, the core value of trust, we think of things like being real and authentic, honest and transparent, being non-judgmental, empowering all. And some of the behaviours we may observe and see regarding that, on the left-hand side is the less empowering ones, and on the right-hand side the empowering ones. Using knowledge as a power instead of nurturing knowledge and sharing with everyone. It's being untruthful rather than being honest and engaging. A my way attitude instead of empowering others and operating in these very small silos instead of working in a collaborative methodology. And that leads us to the cohesiveness X factor, that glue that binds everything together for peak performance. As we see in the left, we have the positive behaviours of involvement, support, communication, visibility. We take away the negative behaviours, we enhance it in adequate systems, and we really get top notch at plant and equipment condition and maintenance. That leaves us fully participative workforce, teams. Our team magic is there, where we have an open culture that's open to challenge for this continuous improvement, this knowledge sharing and growing environment, where it's a win-win for all. In summary, this ZeTech talk has been about change, transformational change, both individually and collectively, within our communities, our organisations. It's about enabling Zest, creating a Z-scape, a Zest landscape within our organisations. And we do that by capturing, as we all know, it's about hearts and minds. It's about fission and fusion, creating that bubbling energy that we all can make a difference. I've shared a number of principles with you. Please click in the links below and that'll signpost you for more information. It's about creating that difference. So I'd like you to think about your takeaway today is, what is your number one core value? What's the one thing that's most important to you? And what are some of the behaviours that you can do to support an action and to be able to have impact, influence and inspire yourself and your community? Until the next time, a zesty goodbye.